We got new coolant lines and a super secret tech bulletin that GM never told you about. So I'll see you in the garage. All right, so you guys are gonna freak when you see what's actually inside these coolant lines that GM never told you about. But before we do that, we actually need to get the lines placed out on where they're actually gonna go. And it's pretty self-explanatory. These DDM lines are pretty good. We have our return line here, okay, which is gonna feed into the reservoir. There's a T-clip right in the top here you're gonna have to remove and replace. And then the line here goes over to the radiator. Right here you have one that comes right off the head that goes to the turbo. So it's a turbo return coil. What we really need to do is we need to lay out our lines. It's pretty simple, self-explanatory. So this big long one's gonna go right there. This one here is gonna be the return for that. And this one here is gonna go right, bam. And you're gonna be able to recognize which ones go where because they all look the same. Especially these DDM lines are pretty good, very well bent. And put that one there. Open up your coolant reservoir here to relieve the pressure. Don't do this if it's hot. It'll burn you, and probably the last time you work on this car. So with that done, I'm using this special tool right here. You don't have to use this. You can use a pair of needle nose pliers, but this makes life so much easier. So you're gonna remove each clamp off each line, and you're just gonna pull it back. Crimp that in, that'll pull right around, release. All right guys, so here's where it gets fun. We've got our new lines here, but we're not quite ready for them. I kept telling you about GM's little service fix that they did that they never told you guys about. And I'm gonna show you where they're at because I guarantee your car probably doesn't have them because you had to install them yourself years later, or the dealership did them for you if you complained enough. So on the line that goes right to the radiator on that 90, you're gonna find your first one. So we'll cut this open. So we got this one torn open just enough so you can see inside there, but you see that one-way valve right in there. So that was GM's fix for air bubbles in the cooling system. So it needs to come out. Cool thing is you can still buy these. GM still manufactures them. They're still using them in some other cars. I don't know which ones they're using them in, but they're still available and they're about 10 bucks each. So if you're having overheating issues, you're having bubbling, purging your system or not, going to the dealership, having all that stuff done, it's not gonna fix it unless you have these in there. Some guys don't have issues at all, which is fine, but if you are having issues, that's the valve there. And there's actually a little BB in it, which stops air from going certain directions. So that's the nice part about it, is air only goes one way if you do have air bubbles, but coolant only goes one way. Air can't go backwards when the system cools down. So I'm gonna show you how we're gonna install that one back in there. All right, and there's our other one right in there for a radiator return. We're gonna pull that sucker out there. So remember, it only goes one way. All right guys, so let's build some lines. So grab your T connector there, okay? And you're essentially just matching everything up with what you had. So we do know that this one matches that. So we're gonna go ahead and put this together here. And you may have to use just a little bit of assembly lube or something to lubricate it out. That way it goes all together there. And then your next one, you can make sure everything's matched up, okay? And we're gonna do that one right here. Your last one on top is gonna go right up in there. Before we jump over to the car, actually, what I forgot is, remember those little valves that we talked about, that GM upgrade they never told you about? So what we're gonna do is these need to just go right in here. So I've got just a little bit of lubricant that I'm gonna put on. That way they slide in. Just like that. Now what you can do next is you can just take a small little screwdriver, doesn't really matter what, and just push it just a little further into the hole there. So you got that one in there. Your GM probably has a tool for this that costs like, you know, $10,000. Wow, that made that a lot easier. That costs tons of money, but we're cheap here. Get it in just like that and get it pushed in a little further for this one because this is the radiator return one. And then what we'll do is we'll take just a small punch and we'll kind of work it around and work it down just a little further into the hole there. All right, so this is where it's gonna get fun here. So toss your clamps aside, your coolant lines you put together, and go ahead and start laying them out in the same pattern you had before. And then you're gonna put your clamps on. So one for the radiator, one for the valve cover, and one for the reservoir return there. And get your clamp there. This is where you need to be super, super gentle. Make sure you put the clamps on where you can actually get to them if you ever have to service this. And you're just gonna wanna push this one right on to that nipple there. And then click that into that bracket holder there. Don't touch those just yet. Now, for the top of the valve cover here, you remember we put that little purge valve in there, that one-way valve. So that's just gonna go right on the top there. We're gonna lube that little thing up there just a little bit because you know how I like my lube. And then we're gonna do the same thing over here because that's plastic. That has the other valve in it as well. But we're gonna go ahead and string our clamps on. That way we're ready to go. All right, and stick that one right up like that and just work it on there nice and slow. It'll go on. Just like that. And same thing down there. All right, move your clamps over there. And tighten down. How did I not grab the right size? All right, now we got the right socket for real this time, I think. Yeah, we got it. Oh, tighten those up there. And we saved the most pain in the butt one for last here. So don't forget this one here. Like I said, Godspeed if you actually have to disconnect this one and you have to replace it. Because it's gonna suck. All right guys, so I got my fingers crossed. Let's go for a ride. Let's get the juices moving and see how it plays out. Well, I just realized we do need some fuel before we start ripping on it and breaking in those new silicon lines. So let's go fill up and then we'll go rip on the back roads. Well, we made it out of the city and we're actually doing pretty good, holding 194, which is actually a little colder than, or cooler than what we were doing before. So I'm actually pretty happy with that so far. Typically I'm around 199, 205, and especially with the heat index that's so bad right now in Florida, we're doing pretty good. Oh wow, there's a little airfield right there. That's pretty cool. Didn't even know that was there. Nothing super serial going on down here. Oh. Yeah, don't worry about that. We'll talk about that in another video. I haven't addressed that yet. But we do have a little bit of leakage going on. Let's see if we can find that. That's odd. I don't really see it. I really don't see it. I wonder if that's actually leftover from when I pulled the lines, maybe. I don't know. Well, gearheads, I'd say mission accomplished on the coolant line upgrade here. I'm pretty happy. I don't know if I'd call it an upgrade. Maybe a repair, replacement. But it'll get us another week on the Pontiac. Seems to conveniently break every time an episode is due on YouTube. Imagine that. Well, I don't know. Don't forget, the T-Bucket episodes are up. The build is actually pretty cool. Never built one, so you definitely want to check that out. And if there's something you want to see on the Pontiac, let me know. Leave a little comments below. Hit that like and subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you next week.